Hey guys, what's up? It's Mason from PulseWave, and in this video, I'm going to break down how you could use PulseWave to trade stocks, crypto, Forex, whatever you want at the end of the day. It is going to give you nice support and resistance levels. It's going to tell you where to look, where to focus, where to pay attention, and it's going to give you that extra confidence and conviction when you're actually trading. But let's just jump into it. Right now, we're looking at Apple. Currently, it is 7:18 a.m., 10:18 a.m. Eastern, and you can see here that it is trying to break through this resistance level on the 1 minute. So the way PulseWave works is it prints these levels in real time. Right now we're looking at the 1 minute levels, and you can see here this is from pre-market earlier because we have pre-market and after hours. I recommend adding pre-market and after hours to your stock. If you don't know how to do that, come in here. Come into settings and then select extended trading hours. I recommend that because it gives you more data. PulseWave thrives off of data. I personally trade a lot of crypto, which is 24/7, so it has a ton of data to go off of, right? If you look at Bitcoin here, for example, the levels are very straightforward because it has so much data to go off of, especially on the 4 hour, right? If we look at a high time frame, it has a ton of strong levels, but that is just for crypto. If we go over to Apple again, let's just take a look at this. You could see that it also has strong levels in the 4 hour. And this is what's really cool about PulseWave is it gives you these levels and it will automatically update them based on what is happening with the price action. And you could see that on multiple time frames, it's like you could find confluence with the levels. Now, right now we're looking at the 1 minute. So if I wanted to enter some sort of like super quick scalp on Apple for the day, I would probably look at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, and then even the 10 minute just to see what the stronger levels are. And that's really how you want to use PulseWave. You want to use it to find the strongest levels and then usually zoom in and then see what is actually happening on the charts on a bit more zoomed in level. If we're looking at a higher time frame, we're looking at the 1 hour, for example. Let's see, I think we need the levels to load. Yep. We'll see that there's some levels right here. This is intraday from pre-market. This is a strong level that it bounced off of twice, and it's probably going to go try to retest this level up here. This is the resistance. We could expect it to have some sort of reaction up here at this resistance level, and that's typically what happens. 9 out of 10 times, there is going to be some sort of reaction at these levels. This level right here was already pre-existing, and it reacted off of it perfectly, right? We could see that happen. Let's go back and actually take a look at the replay for today. So we could go look at pre-market. Let's just look at how everything actually opened and just kind of break it down. So we opened immediately like this. You could see that we got a volume spike. So with PulseWave, there's actually other sub indicators, other confirmations you could have with it. You could see that everything's super customizable, which is great. I personally use swing mode with these settings. These are just the default settings. This is what I like to use because it gives you strong levels. It's not giving you any BS. It's not giving you any really like light scalping levels. We could do scalping and it'll give us a lot more levels typically. We'll see if it loads anymore. Yeah, see, it loads more levels and it gives us a bit more to actually look at. But I find that for me, that just gives me too many things to focus on, right? I really like using the swing trade mode because, or the swing mode, at least for levels, because it gives you levels that are a bit stronger, and you could customize all this stuff too. So if you want less levels, you could do that. You could come in here and you could do max levels per side 6, right? And you could really fine tune it and only show a couple levels, but the default settings are good enough. That's what I use to trade with. You could add other confirmations like show RSI divergences, show volume spikes, show engulfing patterns, show MACD crosses, show EMA crosses. For the purpose of this video, we could add everything and just have it here just so you guys could see, and we could show all this stuff, right? And it can give you a lot of information. It kind of just depends on how you want to trade. And what's really nice about this stuff is you could customize it too. So you could customize the RSI length, the volume moving average length, right? So it's like there's so many things you could actually do, which is great. And that's why I built this indicator. I really just wanted it to be the ultimate indicator that everyone can just use and have confidence with when they're trading. That's really what I wanted personally, and it's worked for me. And this is again how I personally trade it. You might find that something else works better for you just by playing around and testing it and kind of tying it into your style. But what I like to do is use these levels and use them as areas of interest. So right now we're looking at pre-market for Apple this morning. We're going to see what happens with the levels. So you can see it's forming new ones in real time. And you can see that this level is getting thicker. So when a level gets thicker, it means that it's a much stronger level. It has been retested multiple times. And again, inside the settings, you can actually modify this. Min touches for strong level. So a strong level is a level that is thicker than the thinnest line you see on the screen, right? There's a thin line right here, a thin line right here. And really, these levels are just meant to be much stronger levels because they've been tested a couple times, you know. And when we're in the swing trade mode, we know that it's a stronger level, and that is why I like looking at higher time frames. So right now we're on 1 minute. That only gives us so much data, right? It's only going to give us so much information because everything is happening so fast. And based on the settings here, the max age for weak bars, the max age for strong bars, 300 and then 100, right? So it's like it's only going to keep the strongest levels for 300 bars, which is why I like to look at higher time frames as well, because it'll keep levels for longer. You can increase this. You can make this as high as you want. It's just going to take longer to load, and it'll give you stronger levels. It's just going to give you different settings than the default settings. So it's all up to you. Again, everything's really customizable. I recommend going in, customizing everything, doing a lot of replays, and just seeing how price plays out, and then really just trying to guess. It's like, okay, if price came down here, what would I do? You know? And then sometimes what you could look for are levels that are lining up. So you see here that we have on the 3 minute a level that isn't on the 1 minute. So we go back here, you'll see that we have a level that is pre-existing from the day before during the day. And you can see that now we have a new level. This is where it dipped down to immediately. We had a volume spike. So it's telling us information. It's telling us, okay, this is an area of interest. There was a support or a resistance here yesterday. It formed a support in the morning immediately here when it opened in pre-market. Let's see what happens, right? Then it's forming new ones in real time. And there, yeah, it's breaking through these levels, right? It's like anytime it touches a level, there's some sort of reaction. On the 1 minute again, or this is the 3 minute actually. On the lower time frames, it's a lot harder to really understand where the price is going to go. So that's why I recommend just looking at higher time frames again. It's like scale up a bit and then just look for these areas of interest. Have everything already planned out too. Like once the market opens, you should be able to have these higher time frame levels already pre-made because they're from previous days, right? If we're looking at the 10 minute, you could see that this one was a volume spike from previously. You could see here, this is a support. This would be a good area of interest to look at. You know, it's probably going to go back and retest this area from the previous day, most likely, right? And you can see here, this is a level from the previous pre-market yesterday as well. So this is something where, okay, there's probably going to be some sort of reaction here. If we could reclaim this this support right here, then that's great, obviously. You could see here, yep, went straight up to this level, spiked past it, tried to reclaim it, didn't work, tried a couple times, rejected, bounced back to this level it formed in the morning exactly, right? So this is the exact level that it formed in the morning. Right now, we're already live in real time because we're doing 10 minute, but you know, it is just it's pretty on point. And this is just Apple, for example, but this is how I personally like to look at it. Again, it's like you need to understand how to trade. Obviously, this isn't just going to tell you, hey, like enter here, like this is the signal, but you could look at these longer time frames or these higher time frames and really plan out trades, right? Because these are going to be much stronger levels, and that's how I would be doing it. I wouldn't be personally because I don't like scalping. I don't like coming in and looking at these levels and being like, okay, I'm going to try to enter here, and then try to take it up here for intraday pricing. I really just don't trade like that, but you can do that. That's the thing. It works perfectly, but you just need to understand what you're doing and know how to set the risk properly, all that stuff, right? Because, you know, things happen intraday. You know, news could happen, all that stuff. Same with long-term swings. Everything's different, but here on the 5 minute, we can see if there's a strong level, it's trying to break through. This is perfect real time. The resistance, it is trying to break through this resistance. It's tried a couple times. It tried in pre-market. It tried now. If it doesn't break through now, it's probably going to reject and it'll probably go back down to this level right here. So this is how I would use it in real time. I'm just giving you the real time like play by play, and we see here that it's trying to push through it right here. Maybe it'll do it, maybe it won't do it. We could go look at the 1 minute as well. We could see that there is a weak level right here. This is a bit stronger of a level. We see that same level on the 5 minute. And yeah, this is more of a real-time video at this point, just because I kind of want to get this um, trade and just to see what happens with it, just to give you a really good example. But it's like you could see that on the 5 minute, there's a strong level right here. 10-minute, a new level formed yesterday as well. Let's see, 15-minute, I'm assuming there's one here. Yep. 30-minute, there's one here. 1 hour, there's one right up here too, above it. So that's going to be a hard one to break through too. See if anything loads on the 4 hour. 4 hours completely clear. So it's like if you could break through on the 1 hour right here and you could get past this, next target would be 4 hour right up here. And that's how I kind of use higher time frames. Or this isn't the 1 hour. Next target could be up here. This is 214. And then I would look for it on the 4 hour and see, okay, 215. So yeah, I'd probably kind of average it inside of here. Most likely, if you're trying to exit and just get a solid trade, exit at the top of this, right? Exit on the 1 hour at the 214. It's probably the best move. You could look at it on the 12 hour too. And then you could also see, yep, 215, there is a support here. And sometimes on higher time frames, supports can also be resistances. Typically, you're looking to enter on the green supports. That's really what you're looking to do. But occasionally, a support could be a resistance. That is not what I recommend doing 9 out of 10 times. I don't recommend treating a support as a resistance most of the time, but you need to use the judgment intraday, right? It's like it could all play out like that. It really just depends on what is happening with the price action, but typically we see the red lines above the green lines. But I mean, if we dip and we start dipping below this, we dip below this. Yes, this next level that could possibly be an area of interest for entering something would be this red level. But personally, for the way I like to trade, I like to wait for these green lines because these are going to be the best areas. These are going to be the best entries. You're going to get the best wicks, the best fills down typically. You know, like here, it's like guaranteed a wick down. You could have entered here, had a stop loss like down here below this other wick, right? And there you go. And maybe you're doing a longer swing trade where you're trying to play momentum of the market coming back, and you're trying to exit up here at 225, right? Where you're trying to play that reclaim play. Oh, I'm super bright right now. Let me turn myself down. There we go. Turn it down a little bit more. There we go. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do. That's kind of the general gist of things. I know I'm like rambling at this point about certain things, but I'm just trying to give you more context, more information of how I would trade stocks with this. And this is just Apple, for example. It's like let's go look at like Microsoft and just see what this would look like. And it's going to be the exact same thing, right? It's like if we go to the 1 minute, we take a look at intraday. Let's see what's happening. It's going to take a second to load. There we go. So it's like you can see intraday right here. This is an example of a support or a resistance turning into a possible support, right? It came down here. We're looking at the 1 minute. Now it's trying to retest this. It could easily break through though. For me personally, I would be looking to enter at this green line because like I said, I want to enter at the green supports. I don't really want to enter at a resistance. I want to enter at a support, but it could flip, right? A resistance could also flip and become a support. Like I said, 9 out of 10 times there's gonna be some sort of reaction here. And that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for the reaction at these levels. And then again, it's like you kind of go look at higher time frames. We could see here that there is a resistance. You could see here there is a lighter resistance, right? It's not a strong one on the 5 minute, but you know, it's like might be looking to enter here. It really depends on how you want to trade and how quick you're going to be in and out of them, right? If you're going to be in and out of a trade within a few minutes, then yeah, use the 1 minute, obviously, right? But it's like if you're trying to do longer term stuff, trying to do a couple days, even if you're trying to hold it throughout the day, right? You're trying to do from market open to market close. I would be looking at maybe the 3 minute, the 5 minute maximum, you know, but after that, it's like you start looking at the 10 minute, things like that. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to use the 1 minute or have to use the 5 minute. You could easily just use the 1 minute and then look at a higher level too. Look at 15, look at 30, right? And just understand where these stronger levels are. That's all you want to do. You just want to understand where these levels are so you could know, right? Okay, we know that this is a strong resistance right here. This is probably going to be a new support, right? This would be an area where it's like, okay, if we come back down here, we know there's going to be some major price action, sort of rejection. It's not going to just rip right through this. We'll probably bounce off it, come up, retest it a couple times, right? And that's really how I use these higher time frame levels. Again, we could just look for the confluence. 139 on the 4 hour, we see it is 144 on the 30 minute. We could see that there's one at 149 and there's some levels in here as well, right? So it's like I'm just looking for different levels and just different ideas, right? That's really what it's giving me. It's giving me ideas. Um, but yeah, I think I've covered it in depth at this point. I know I'm kind of just like rambling about a couple things. Turn this up a bit more again. But yeah, that's kind of the general rundown of how I would personally trade stocks with it. I don't really trade stocks like this. If anything, I'm buying and just holding, right? But when it comes to like crypto and everything, it's the same exact thing, right? It's like Forex, crypto, whatever. All we're trying to do is just look at these historical levels and make decisions of, hey, do we want to enter a trade? Do we not want to enter a trade? Let's look at different time frames and see how does this level line up. Okay, again, we're looking at this one. Let's go look at the 3 minute. Let's go look at the 5 minute. And let's just see, is this level a strong level on all those time frames? Yes, it is. Probably a good place to bid, probably a good place to just pay attention to. Maybe not even bid, you just watch it, maybe market enter. If it hits it, bounces, retest, enter on the retest, have a nice stop loss, right? Stuff like that. That's really what I would look for. That's how I would use it personally. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll make another video going into this in more depth, kind of once I get more clarity on it too. This is just a raw, just uncut sort of video, just going over my first initial sort of take on stocks using PulseWave, because I haven't made a video on this before, and I just wanted to get this out. But I'll have a bit more refined video for everything coming out, a lot more structure, all that stuff. And you could see here, yep, rejecting through this. Let's go look at the 1 minute, see what happens. So this is an example of a support turning into a resistance, right? It's like this is a support on the 1 minute, but we tried to reclaim. This one didn't, it rejected off of this support as well. Just cut right through it, right? Guaranteed we retested it a little bit. I mean, we did. Obviously, it's a thicker line, but yeah, it's just more real-time price action, right? It's harder to commentate because obviously I have to think of it and understand what's happening, but you could just see how it could kind of work. I think that's it for this video though. Appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Take it easy. Peace.